Big City Greens. Long goodbye. I had to watch this episode twice. Once to see the episode, and then the other time because I wanted to make sure the points I made in regards to the little criticism I have, which I will say, this episode is good. I do think this episode is a fine episode. It's good. It's great, even, in some aspects. I am a firm believer, though, that even if an episode is good, I still feel like it is subject to criticism, at least in some way. You know what I mean? At least in some way, it's subject to criticism, which is what I'm going to get into right now. I will say, I'm going to talk about all the positives first. Before we get into any of the slightly negative parts, I will get into the positives first. I liked the beginning bits, maybe the first 7 minutes of the episode. The beginning part, of course. The farmer's market with all of the characters meeting the Greens. I thought that was great. I thought that was well handled. It was a little roll call-y, you know what I mean? But it wasn't bad. We saw Gabriella, we saw Andromeda, which I thought was fun. And they even made a joke about one of the side characters coming up to them, which I thought was funny. Hey, I'm one of the background characters. It's great to see you, Greens. It's fun. I also thought that Danny DeVito's cameo / guest starring role was perfect for him. Not only did I like the character as well, but I just thought the casting was perfect for him. Great job on that. That was fun. I enjoyed that aspect of this episode very much. I enjoyed it. Now, here's the criticism. I thought really, really long and hard about this, and this is gonna be an insanely hot take, so just take this with a pinch of salt. Like I said, it's one of those things where I had to rewatch the episode just to make sure I had everything right. I do not want to do a criticism and then be like, no, that's ridiculous. I think before I say something. Yeah, I think before I say something. There was the part because I didn't even get into the thing about the episode and what's about. Basically, it's about Remy and Grandma going back to the big city, and the Greens, all the rest of the Green family, they take them on a road trip all the way to big city, and they look at sights of big city and stuff, and they get all nostalgic and stuff, and it's one of those things. I don't know why you're clicking on this video if you haven't seen the episode. So I think you should probably know all this, but I'm just going to say it regardless. The problem. Not the part with them going to the sites and Remy and Grandma being very annoyed. I thought that was actually kind of alright. I thought that was actually really decent. They even did that part with the karaoke thing where it's oh, we forgot to sing the sad acoustic version. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. That's not my issue. My issue is about a minute, maybe 2 minutes after, with them going absolutely bananas and bonkers, and them going through city streets and zipping in and out of traffic and all this crazy weird stuff. I was okay. I thought it was interesting. I didn't think it was bad because it was funny. You know what I mean? It was funny. The humor was there, and it was also very cartoony, but it just felt so weird because I just thought whoever's inside the back seat is Remy and Grandma. And it's I just don't know. I felt kind of it's not bad, but it just doesn't feel correct. There's something weird about it, and there's something strange about it. You know what I mean? I don't quite know how to put my finger on it. It just felt not out of place, because Big City Greens has done stuff like this before. But I can absolutely say that it just felt very out there. That's probably the best word I can describe. Out there. A very out there, out of left field type idea. Like I said, it was funny, which I feel above all else is the number one priority of this show, and I feel like that's the most important aspect of it. Is that if it's funny, hey, it's funny. You know what I mean? Because like I said, Big City Greens has done stuff like this. It's done this insane type insanity stick before. It's done it, and it's done it successfully. And I would actually say that this was a successful time as well. It was just very, very odd. You know, it just felt very strange, especially because they pretty much forget about it. I mean, like, you have the car chase, and you had the thing with Vasquez as well, which I thought was amazing. And you even had Danny DeVito, like, piloting the helicopter, being like, I don't know how to fly this thing. And, like, Vasquez is, like, all, like, in protect Remy mode. It was great. It was fun. I wish we would have seen more of that. I really, 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 really do. Because it was fun. It's always fun to see Vasquez as that kind of character. And it's always fun. He's such an interesting kind of character whenever he's like that. But pretty much, yeah, they forget about it. There's really no explanation as to why it happened. It just kind of gets thrown under the rug. I think the only thing I could really say that happened was, like, Bill said, like, oh, I was on autopilot. And I think that might be I think that might have been the explanation. Aside from the obvious, they just don't want Remy and Grandma to go. And they don't want to let them go and to go back to the country and having to deal with, you know, them going back to Big City and them being so far away from them. I agree that aspect is good, but I just felt like you could have done a little bit more with that, and I felt like you could have done it a little bit better. But that's just me. I still enjoyed the part. I really did. I enjoyed it. Even the part with, like, what was it? Like, I think it was Tilly and Cricket, I think it was, where it's like, isn't this fun, Remy? And Cricket's like, isn't it fun? It had its cartooniness, and I like that. I will say the ending was good, and it was great, even. I like how it was handled and how it was executed. And the reveal of Chip. Oh my god, Chip. He's back. After nearly killing Cricket, he's back. Oh my god. I'm really not looking forward to whatever he's gonna do. I'm really terrified. I think he's gonna kill somebody in season 4. I'm just saying, I think he's gonna kill somebody in season 4. But it was, all in all, it was a good way of setting up season 4. And I like how the Greens are going to go back. We're still going to have country episodes, but we're also going to have, you know, big city episodes as well. So that's enjoyable. I'm happy about that at the very least. Because I will say, this season, especially the country half, was fun. I enjoyed the country aspect of this season. I enjoyed that. I really did. Everything from the first episode of the country, like the move, all the way down to the last. It was fun. Something the show definitely needed, I would say. Certainly something the show definitely needed to, I guess, stay relevant and fresh. So guys, I think that's going to just about do it. I mean, Long Goodbye is a good episode. I have a little bit of criticism for it. But ultimately, I feel those criticisms are very, very small. I mean, look at it this way. If you took out that part, which the insanity part's like probably about, 2 minutes, maybe a minute, you still are left with a pretty good episode and a pretty good way of ending off season 3 of Big City Greens. Anyways, guys, I'll go and see you guys soon. Take care, everyone.